Hi, Virgo. You want to laugh at yourself for a second? Let's laugh at the ego for a second, right? Especially, when you know better, and you're like, man, I should do that. And you even have like sort of like a push inside of you, like, oh, I should definitely do this before that because this is how this works. Right? Because you're starting to get to know yourself better in the rhythm of that, right? You're learning more about who you are and how you work, right? So maybe you'll do something kind of silly like that. It's nothing major. No, it's nothing major. And I feel like specifically for a lot of you, this could have to do with something like with your body or like a natural process. Remember, you rule the intestines, right? Specifically, they make you lower intestines since they invented Libra for marriage, right? Legal marriage. Anyway, Virgo. Let's see here. Well, oh, I totally forgot to mention. I'm sorry. If you're returning, thank you for being here and welcome back. And if you're new, my name's Raaji. Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. Let's jump back in. So, well, when you've already had like a conversation about something, I guess there's also something here of like, how is information exchanged, right? I feel like last month we talked about your capacity to express yourself in such a way that was received very well because you were aware of, again, this natural process of your own, right? You're really listening to your body. Well, I see, keep that up as much as you can. Like, kind of be aware when you disengage from your body. Okay? So, Virgo, I love you. Okay, because of your good because of awareness, especially in reflection to other people and like how things are really growing, I guess some of you could feel like you are doing a lot, but maybe other people don't appreciate it, or there's something where people do things differently. So there's a bit of a comparison again. It's not a negative comparison. I think you probably judge yourself more than anybody else, really. So if for some reason you are feeling any kind of, I don't know, a need to be defensive or something, or, well, I heard you never have to prove anything, but we always have to work hard, right? Something about the respect value of that matters. And smarter, not harder is always available, I feel like, for just about any situation, unless you've done it for, what do they say? You become the master of something. What is it? Like the time frame of like 25 years of doing it is a master of something. So by the time we're 25 years old, we're supposed to be the master of ourselves. But we probably don't feel like the adult part until what? Let's say 15. There's an awareness there. You're not a child anymore. So then 25, so 15, 25, 35, 40. So by 40, maybe this is why people have these big shifts, is because there is some sort of like, oh, and this goes into the more of the awareness of how you work as an individual, right? And how you go about attaining your goals, and what you're trying to, well, I heard what your desires are. There is something with work that you could be more efficient at. Maybe when you're at work, or you're out in public, right? There are other people around you. But even if you're by yourself, but specifically, like when you are out and about, again, it goes back into this body space where you're like, the way you behave. Well, we're always observing one another, right? And most people behave better when they think that someone is like watching, right? If you know your boss is looking, you're gonna do, you know what I mean? Put on your best face, but that doesn't mean doing more in a way. Like, for instance, to me, if I was a boss and I saw someone carrying 10 logs like this, I would actually see that as a waste of time, because it could actually affect the safety of this person. Plus, that's inefficient to hold it all in the front, right? You'd put them up over your shoulders. You'd bring yourself to an awareness of being like really centered, because again, you're more in your body. Like this would be expressive of someone who's strong but not smart. So maybe there's, because the funny thing is I keep seeing this little Page of Cups looking over at this guy like, meh, like, what are you doing? So I guess the point is I heard Libra's your neighbor. Their reading was entitled "Mind Your Business." If you mind your own business, then you won't be minding mine, right? So improve as you can. And I do feel as if Sagittarius has probably the strongest message for you out of any of the signs. Actually, I'll give you a little extra here. Your subconscious space, if you want to learn about what's going on in there, the deeper, like, extra rooms in your heart and the soulful energy, watch Leo. An overall encompassing energy, Sagittarius. And I feel like there's something with Pisces, which is your opposite, that will help you to... oh, wait, no, this is a Pisces message. Just a second. What is that saying? It's like Virgo in the 4th house. So what does that make you? Gemini rising? So maybe it's Gemini, which I haven't, I need to record them again too, but the 2 Mercuries are last. So, Virgo. Well, you've already made a choice, right? You're already doing something. It's like you're in the middle of something, so don't give up on anything either. You know what I mean? Like, you're meant to... There's different levels of things happening here that are all in pretty good positions. I feel like... What is that? Well, how do you communicate how you feel? And there's so many different ways to say things, right? Like, body language does say a lot about a person. So again, maybe check yours. Like, I guess this could also help you to realize what's going on a little bit with other people. But remember, this exercise is for you to be more in tune with your body, because you're the only one that can do it, you know. I mean, you could keep reminding someone to stand up straight, stand up straight, stand up straight, but well, I heard, remember, you're not the spiritual guard. And if we're using guarding in the sense of protecting in like a beautiful, soft way, then you being the most aware, and you know, a triangle is a very strong shape because all the edges come into one another, which creates the form, right? You can make all sorts of other shapes out of triangles. You know what I mean? Hi, woodpecker. Do you ever play those games that are like mind exercises? Where you like arrange pieces to make certain things, or maybe that would just be helpful, like crosswords, or just maybe something to, not to distract you, because this actually makes you smarter, right? Keeps you sharp, right? Especially, I guess, if any of you have like family illnesses that relate to memory, right? Like Alzheimer's or something like that. It's just helpful, and just in general, right? I think this is why, like, grandparents and things like that used to, the way they tell stories, or our elders would tell stories, is by, this is this person's first last name who's related to first last name that used to live on so and so street, and da 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 da. It's like, remember, it's like the memory game. The memory game. That's cool. Look, the sun came out. Nice. Thank you, Virgo. All right, let's I wanted to, well, let's see. I wanted to touch on something, the practical parts, but let's keep with what we have going on here. There's still part of that. I guess the challenge is for you to say how you feel and make a decision. Although you've already made the decision. But it's kind of like one foot in the door, one foot out the door. So I guess there is some sort of decision in relation to home and family that's very significant. This also has a lot to do with how you feel, right? Definitely. And so I see, realize where there is a place that you're kind of like in and out, or like, you know, I could be doing this, but I'm not doing that, or I really could finalize this, but I'm not doing, like, where is it that you're not quite settled about something? Maybe it's stressing you out a little bit, and you don't even really know why, but it's because of this energy. Now, subconsciously, remember, you have it. You're solid. You're really solid in this space. Your mind is so clear. Your feelings are so aligned, like your energy is so aligned, like your heart is so full, and you are so ready to reach like a new level of something. So I guess what this is showing me is that it would be wise for you to make a decision on your own versus it being made for you. Right? You're never losing anything, but I heard we can always do better. Now, that doesn't mean giving up on something when it doesn't feel good, of course, and being patient. This is a part of life, but There's something about this. Could be a decision with Pisces too. That's your opposite. Who are your siblings? What's these three? Hold on. Or like, wait a second. Oh, remember that reading where it was like, thank your dad, but don't be him. Like, whatever his struggles were, you don't have to have those struggles. Do you know what I mean? Or like, whatever the weakness is, because we all have weaknesses. Or maybe a lack of faith that your father had. This something like this. And if the men in your life are particularly older than you, generationally, etc., like what they've been through, well, your ancestors did a lot of work for you to be here, I guess is the point. Yeah. And there's a lot of pain and suffering in that history, yes. So I see that, feel faithful and loving and appreciative for them creating you, creating their families to bring you here, because this gives you a job to do. And I know sometimes, the job is hard. The jobs can be hard. The jobs can be like, what am I supposed to do? But this is where you just trust. And I see if you do have any like historical memories attached to where your family comes from that are heavy or really, really dense, like a genocide, or just about everybody's gone through war, right? Things like this, people's these stories, like, make sure you're not telling the story in a way that's negative, because you ended up here, which continued the line. Do you know what I mean? Don't, it's not, what did I see? You're supposed to applaud their efforts, not praise the suffering, but like talk about what they did do that was, what was achieved out of that space, versus like, I heard who won the war. Do you know what I mean? Interesting. Where did that go? Virgo. Alright. Wait, is that it? Yours is a little shorter. I like that it's efficient. Let's just listen for a second. Oh, that was silly. Thanks for being here. I hope you had a nice full moon, by the way. It was a really beautiful Earth trine on that day. In sidereal, the moon is actually in Virgo, too. It's really beautiful. It looks over at Venus and Chiron and the sun. So, your peace is important for the world. You know what I mean? Your ability to be steady and take those moments to just be, because most other people are going so fast all the time. And I told you this a long time ago, but you really don't, like medicine, whatever, I feel like you don't need to do things very long to be able to create them. You know what I mean? You want to feel centered, it probably take you a couple minutes, 5 minutes maybe. Good girl. I want to see zoom in before you go. She's camera shy. Me too. It took me a couple years to be okay with this. Well, anyway, thanks for being here. I do love you so much. I hope you have the happiest now. Keep at it. Remember, 3 of Pentacles in your subconscious. Super. That's, yeah. King of Pentacles, this is real solid, so... do your best. Talk to you later. Peace out.